A boy kept a zombie husky as a pet, but it was the final moment of its evolution when the cocoon was suddenly swallowed whole by a gigantic creature. It turned out that Jinbao was considered the last of the zombie horde, and everyone hoped that all awakened beings would form a human wall to buy time for Jinbao's evolution. Duan Fei was fighting the zombies alone, his mind extremely exhausted, but he dared not fall. But then, an unexpected event occurred. Something seemed to be acting wildly within the ground forces. The soldiers fought desperately to stop the danger. Just when everyone thought victory was in sight, an overwhelming sense of crisis arose in Duan Fei's heart. He's right beneath your feet. Get out of there. In a split second, a monster's roar erupted from its eyes. Its target, the evolving Jinbao. We can't provide support from this distance. What do we do? Jinbao, wake up. With a gulp, the giant crocodile swallowed Jinbao, and its body emitted the aura of Jinbao, but the next second, the giant crocodile let out a growl of a stomach ache. Two horns protruded from his sides, and in the next instant, Jinbao's wings sprouted from his body, followed by his entire body expanding. These were all Jinbao's abilities. Why was this happening? Besides Xinyue, Jinbao was the closest person to me in this world. But then Duan Fei heard Jinbao's cry. The giant crocodile was suddenly burst open by something, and a golden claw sliced through the smoke. A pair of black and white wings emerged from the smoke, and a gigantic Jinbao with golden fur stepped out. Not only was it 3 times larger than before, but it also seemed to possess a more ferocious aura. Now that all the conditions have been met, let's begin the final battle. Duan Fei instructed everyone to conserve their strength, just in case. Leave the rest to us. Duan Fei also wanted to know just how powerful Jinbao was after evolving to level 1. Jinbao, begin your performance. And now, wherever Jinbao passed, all the low-level zombies died. Then he turned his gun, gathering all the fire element in the air into his throat, preparing to unleash it. The next instant, flames erupted from Jinbao's mouth. Jinbao noticed behind him. A zombie with a pig's head and a bull's brain was gripping his tail with all its might. Jinbao bared his teeth, lunged forward, and a flame instantly condensed from all his fur in his mouth, but then turned to face the nearby bull demon. The running motorcycle zombie was enraged, unleashing its bull horn charge skill, which Jinbao easily blocked. Then Jinbao swung his claws and slammed the FG bull demon to the ground, but now he became the target of all the zombies. He flapped his wings frantically, trying to escape the battlefield. Although only 1,000 zombies remained, 70% of them were awakened zombies. Once in the sky, the fire element within Jinbao was already accumulating, growing even larger in the next instant. A weary fireball condensed in his mouth, like a pill in the night sky. This move by Sheep Run was definitely a deadly attack. A scorching heat of 10,000 degrees Celsius was compressed and ejected by Jinbao, who moved and turned as he released it, causing widespread destruction and instant death in the path of the flame rays. This is insane. If we had been slower, we would have been doomed too. By the time Jinbao extinguished the flames in his mouth, all 1,000 zombies should be dead. The dawn of victory. The light shone on everyone admiring the battle ahead, the soldiers behind him beaming with pride. Luo Yang exclaimed, "Indeed, I wasn't wrong about him." His gaze remained fixed on Duan Fei. Duan Fei stroked the fur on his feet. "Jinbao, you really worked hard this time. You've done a great job." But just then, 3 cold arrows hurtled towards Jinbao. "What's going on? Jinbao, are you all right?" The people on the ground saw it too, and immediately ordered everyone to be on alert. Jinbao winced in pain, his body going limp. Luckily, he had just avoided a fatal blow. Duan Fei gritted his teeth, looking ahead in confusion. "I clearly didn't sense any aura," he thought. Yet suddenly a figure appeared before the man and dog. The system pop-up caused Duan Fei's pupils to shrink. "This is the zombie horde lord. How could this be? A level 1 zombie horde lord? Could he be commanding the horde?" Duan Fei immediately shouted behind him, "Retreat! He's not on your level." Meanwhile, Jinbao, also at level 1, was poisoned from the recent incident. Currently, the only one capable of defeating him was Duan Fei. Duan Fei was clearly just bravado. All of Duan Fei's confidence stemmed from his devouring skill. If he could use it on him, he was certain of victory. Although my mental strength is almost exhausted, my physical strength and stamina are still at their peak. How are you going to withstand this attack from the Master Nest Lord? Unexpectedly, the Lord's wings were comparable to Vajra. His defense was indeed very strong. Then a sharp claw surged towards Duan Fei's face, clashing against the iron sword with a sizzling sound. His strength and speed were astonishing, and he remained remarkably calm, not even using his full power. Due to excessive mental exertion, Duan Fei's vision began to blur, but the world tree within him suddenly pulsated. When Duan Fei regained consciousness, the lost Nest Lord was already in front of him, gripping his neck, a deep sense of suffocation washing over him. At this moment, Duan Fei activated his skill to devour the zombie horde lord, his face filled with terror. He had only absorbed for a second before the lord flung him away, but then the system indicated that the devouring had failed. Because the target was too powerful, the devouring process required a minute. Duan Fei's only remaining strength had failed, and he panicked. How could he possibly control him for even a minute? Getting close to him again next time would be much more difficult. Even so, Duan Fei still chose to take the initiative because he had no other choice. If he didn't step forward, this single zombie horde lord might wipe out the entire armed force of the shelter. After several attempts, Duan Fei discovered that he couldn't restrict the creature's movements at all. For the first time, Duan Fei felt despair at those wings, because the zombie horde lord had activated its skill, and thousands of bloodthirsty bats were rapidly spreading outwards from its back. Duan Fei, trapped in this desperate situation, was completely helpless against it.